James Stableford drives north up the east coast of Italy to visit his brother Henry. He's in Casa Circondariale prison in Pesaro, a bleak concrete fortress outside the town. He is in isolation, totally alone. He speaks very little Italian.
He's currently in an isolation zone, so he doesn't have any contact with any of the other people in the prison. It's not good to have no human contact.
Henry Stableford was working as a boat builder here in Fano, recruited in August from the Isle of Wight for his expertise in fiberglass moulding. He liked the job, he liked the people, he liked the warm Italian climate. Life was good until, as a law-abiding citizen, he took his papers to the authorities to register for tax. 5 days later, without warning, he was pounced on by police, bundled into a vehicle and locked up in prison. That was 2 weeks ago.
Henry was a real nice guy, to be honest. He fitted in socially, he established friends pretty quick. He was very polite, intelligent when it came to the bill process. Yeah, just quietly, he was the quiet man, but he was always involved.
James Stableford has an Italian judge's permission to make the first family visit to his brother. We film carefully to avoid antagonizing prison guards. The visit is a disaster. James Stableford is searched, kept waiting for 2 hours, and then told to leave.
They had my permit to see Henry all the time up in the office, and then they dragged their feet, and by the time they dragged their feet so much, it was beyond the time limit to see him. It's typical Italian bureaucracy, if you ask me.
Henry Stableford was one of 4 Isle of Wight men hired to deliver an ex-Royal Naval patrol boat from Southampton to Morocco in 1997. They arrived, the vessel was searched from top to bottom, the crew flew home. 10 weeks later, it stopped off Casablanca after a rendezvous with a South American cargo ship. 6 tons of cocaine are discovered. Henry's fellow crewman, John Packwood, was arrested in 2004, 7 years later, while in Spain, where he learns the Moroccans have international arrest warrants for the British crew, accusing them of drug smuggling. John Packwood spends a year in this Madrid jail, is extradited to Morocco, where, before trial, he's pardoned by the king. So was Henry Stableford's trip to Italy wise?
I've been told Henry Stableford did take steps to see if he'd be safe here. Through a contact in the police, an unofficial criminal records check was run on his name. It was apparently blank. There was nothing against it.
James Stableford meets his brother's Italian lawyer. The family are praying this is a misunderstanding, that the international warrants should have been cancelled, that Henry, unlike John Packwood, will be quickly freed. The lawyer has depressing news.
Henry will stay in prison some months more. Anyway, in the moment, I don't remember exactly the time limits, but it's about 1 year and a half. At maximum.
He could be here in prison for a year?
Yes, about.
A bilateral treaty with Morocco means the Italian authorities don't care if Henry Stableford is innocent or guilty. The Moroccans don't have to provide a shred of evidence. All they have to do is fill in the correct legal paperwork, and the Italians will hold him and then allow his extradition. Late that night, James Stableford's frustration boils over as he phones the British consul in Florence.
This is absolutely ridiculous. That's all you can do, is it? Well, I followed your instructions and I've got absolutely nowhere.
The next day, the British consul appears more motivated to phone the prison authorities. The result, James Stableford gets in to see his brother. What does not get in is a little cake baked for Henry by James Stableford's children. Not allowed, even though Italian prisoners are spotted with takeaway pizzas. But at least he comes face to face with Henry. The visit lasts less than 90 minutes. He has a plane to catch.
He's had a lot of letters from his friends, family, supporters, and that's obviously keeps him going, and a sort of steady flow of that. We'll probably see him through. Obviously, we'd like to get some resolution on it.
After John Packwood's release, his lawyer asked the Moroccans and the British Foreign Office to make sure the international arrest warrants against all 4 men were withdrawn. There was no reply. Henry Stableford's incarceration is the result.
While an international legal game of chess is being played with his life, Henry Stableford, frightened and alone, languishes behind the bars of that prison. If John Packwood's experience is anything to go by, he could be there for many, many months to come. Hugh Kirby in Pesaro, Italy, for Meridian Tonight.